Long right hand as Gatti moves backward, hitting him oddly on the right side of his face as he turned away. Still the first knockdown. This is usually the kind of action we see from Gatti in the last round of a fight, not the first round. And when the doctor asked Gamache if he knew where he was, he said, "I'm in the garden. It's a Gatti fight."
Those were the right answers. Good enough to keep Gamache in the fight for the second round. Round one was huge for Gatti. 36 out of 73, 26 out of 43 power shots, several damaging left hooks.
This night is because of the reach. Gatti is able to land these right hands from a distance, even at hook far reaching.
He's also looks so much bigger than he does.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a 15-pound weight advantage. Every time he lands a shot, it's abundantly clear. And Benji Esteves isn't going to bother with a count here, as Gamache's eyes were closed before he hit the canvas. This is the second time in 2 fights now that Gatti has come into the ring outweighing an opponent by between 15 and 20 pounds and has put the opponent away early. And for the second time, there is considerable concern about Gamache because of the way he went down.
His head may have hit the canvas pretty hard, but we see from here that he's lifting his head now. This is a very good win for Arturo Gatti. The last time he fought, it was against a no-hoper, as it turned out. Gamache is a legitimate fighter as Gatti tries to fight his way back into the picture now as a junior welterweight. Gamache now leans back on his head. He's being talked to by a doctor, but he is hurt.
Now, a lot of the boxers don't like these thick canvas, the way they got it with the padding on there, because they're not able to move and slide. But they've now made it regulations to make these things real soft. And by the way, you saw what happened to Gamache. He was able to hit his head, but at the same time, there was a lot of padding to make certain there's no permanent damage by it.
So you're happy the padding's there when you see a guy go down the way Gamache did.
Yeah, a lot of us, we don't like it. It wears your legs out over a long period of time in the ring if you're going to move around. But if you happen to fall on your head, thank goodness.
Yeah, well, we'll show you replays here in a minute as soon as we're relatively certain that Joey Gamache is going to be okay. Our primary concern right now as broadcasters is to be certain that Gamache is going to be able to come out of the ring in decent order. And that's what we'll be following for the next few moments. Meanwhile, medical personnel are right there. Gamache trying perhaps a little too hard to get up on his own power. And now you wonder when they're going to bring a gurney in and do this the right way. It'll be the second time in a row, last August 14 and now again tonight, that Arturo Gatti's opponent leaves the ring with medical supervision after Gatti was allowed to come into the ring more than 24 hours after the weigh-in and weighing nearly 20 pounds more than he had at the time of weighing in. This is going to become an issue in his future fights. But as for the blueprint, George, even though it was brief, Gatti boxed early, and that set up the opportunity for him to do damage.
Yeah, he actually caught him on the end of a lot of shots, and that's where it really hurts, when you get caught on the end of these shots. Like a boxer, he did good damage, but at the same time, he didn't have to brawl and get it.
Gatti's manager, Pat Lynch, came and leaned over the top rope and shouted excitedly to us, "We're back." Of course, in terms of fan interest, he was never gone. But as a competitive force, Arturo Gatti does indeed seem to be on the upswing. And as Joey Gamache begins to come around, we've got a chance to show you second round replays so you can see the conclusion of the fight. Right uppercut. And you see why we were worried about Joey Gamache, whose eyes were closed well before he hit the canvas. The uppercut was perfect, George.
And not only that, he's getting his whole body into it, like one of those home run hitters hit a baseball. You don't want to be hit like that from wide range. Stand way out there, nothing blocked. Everything is right on target.
So Arturo Gatti's punching power does a number on Joey Gamache in a round and a fraction.
Up, cross, boom, classic finishing every shot. 1, 2, 3.
3-punch combination.
each one on target.
Well thrown power shots by a well-balanced Arturo Gatti.
You'd like to think that a lot of fighters wouldn't like to be carried out on a stretcher, but there are times when, look, you got to say to yourself, I know I'm a man. Hey, I don't need to walk out on this one.
There's been talk about a Gatti matchup with Julio Cesar Chavez, and in terms of style, I think it would be pleasing for a lot of people to watch, but I wonder if Chavez at his age and at his advanced state of boxing decrepitude ought to be in the ring with a young lion like Gatti at this point.
What do you think, Judge?
Harold Letterman sitting over there shaking his head as if to say, I don't know, might be entertaining.
He's scared.
And there's a look at Arturo. Sportsman, nice guy. He was disturbed at what happened to Reyes Munoz last August 14, and rather than to stick around and watch the main event on that show at Foxwoods in Connecticut, he went to the hospital to be certain that Munoz would be okay. I'm sure that his primary concern ever since referee Benji Esteves stepped in and ruled the end of the bout has been Gamache. Be sure that he's all right.
There weren't any cuts in this boxing match. Maybe it was too fast, but you would think punches were thrown, but he hasn't got any open cuts, which is a good sign.
No, that's a big night for Arturo. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 41 seconds of round number 2. Following the knockdown, referee stops the contest. Your winner by knockout victory. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is back. Arturo Thunder Gatti.
And now let's go up to Larry Merchant in the ring with the winner.
All right, Jim, first let me report that Joey Gamache is up, walking around. The doctor asked him a series of questions, which he responded to correctly. He's drinking some water now. Seems to be all right. But Arturo, after congratulating you for the second straight time, you've had a little bit of a scare in the ring, haven't you, after Reyes-Munoz?
Well, the first fight with Reyes-Munoz was kind of scary, but he's all right. But Joey Gamache is fine now. He's up.
So you're feeling better?
I feel great.
All right. Tell us what you were trying to do in this fight and how it materialized that you got such a quick knockout.
Well, I trained very hard for this fight. I did everything my trainer Hector Roca told me to do, and I did, and everything worked out good.
You seemed bigger and stronger than him. Did you sense that immediately, that you could reach him and hurt him?
Well, after the first round, I knew right away I was much stronger than him. And like I did, I stuck the jab at him, and that's what opened the opportunity for me to knock him out.
Are you satisfied that you went about this in the way that you had hoped to, by being a boxer, puncher, rather than a brawler?
Well, definitely, it feels good to win in a knockout. It's my second fight back. I won in a knockout, and it feels good. I'm going out, and hopefully I can fight again in April.
What are your goals that are foreseeable right now?
Well, for me, it's to fight hopefully the 29th and in April, and hopefully fight for a world title in November.
Who would you like to fight?
Costa Azul, if it's possible. I 140.
And you feel, coming up from 130 where you won your first title, you feel that you're strong enough to compete with the 140 pounders?
Definitely at 140 I feel great, and another 2-3 fights like this I'll be ready for a world title.
Explain one thing to us. You said you had been in shape or close to this weight for some time, and yet you still put on 19 pounds in 27 hours. Do you have any idea why?
I have no idea, but it looks better. It's like I'm heavy, but it's not bloated. I don't feel bloated, and I was fast tonight, so it's a good 19 pounds.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Larry.
We'll be seeing you again. Jim?